3 times more.
All right, today we're talking to young people who fear growing up, and we're back with Johnny. He's 30 years old, and he admits to, well, liking college a whole lot, but also being a little afraid, at least, of graduating. So please welcome now Johnny's school advisor, Richard. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
All right, now you have a difficult job.
That
apparently.
is correct. Very difficult.
You're this guy's advisor. He says that he's a living legend on campus. Do you worry? Because he does party a lot. He's into girls, we know that. He also, though, gets B's or better sometimes in classes. So how do you counsel him? What do you tell him?
My advising mainly has to do with helping young people graduate.
Well, I know, but
I'm
you may have to get another job after this one, and you don't want to say that that's your job. No.
And I don't try to get into the personal lives of my students unless they share first. I don't pry.
Okay.
So if a
I do.
student,
It's good we're a
that's
team.
your job. That's
I
not
pry
my job.
constantly. Yeah.
I'm not a psychiatrist or a counselor. I'm an academic advisor.
Advisor. So, but in advising him, don't you say to him, look, Johnny, you got to learn more stuff. Like, you
I
can't keep.
express my disappointment. I share with him visions of the future. I have tried every approach I could think of.
But what about this approach,
Johnny?
If you come back to campus, a security guard will escort you off. You're not to come back to campus.
No.
It's not good for you.
No. I tell him it's not good for him, but it is
But he's welcome
country.
back as long as he wants. What if he is your age?
It's not my job to set policy. It's not my job to kick students off campus or to be a security.
Okay. And there's also this thing in the law where as long as you are a matriculated student, you don't have to repay your student loans, start repaying them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as it stands right now.
So there's that, which doesn't encourage you exactly to move on, because you don't, as soon as you leave campus, you have to start repaying your loans.
Yes. But I haven't taken out student loans in the last 6 or 7 years.
So you owe how much?
It's a little over $30,000. But
that's a lot.
But, yeah, let's keep it, all in perspective. That that is a lot of money.
Okay.
But at some universities, that's tuition for 1 semester.
Let me ask you a question, because I wouldn't be wearing the mantle of psychiatry very well if I didn't ask you this. I know, because I've talked so much about you with my staff and so forth, that you feel that your parents who divorced maybe should never have been married. Is that right?
Sometimes people rush into relationships and they rush into things and they don't work out.
And in their case, you knew early that it wasn't working out.
In their case, I'm not sure. I mean, they were divorced when I was 14.
So let me ask your dad. Your dad's here. He wants to do anything to help you, right? So, John, is it possible, or Shelley, you can tell me too, is it possible that because he felt like the commitment led to nothing good in your case, that he just won't make one, and that he's the happiest he's ever been in his life at college, and he can't imagine being happier anywhere else because he never really truly was?
There was not an unhappy home. Going back to the 70s, people got married when they were out of high school.
But he says in his interview, he said you were like oil and water.
Our personalities might be, but it didn't make a violent or disruptive home. We both brought him up in the best...
No, not violent, disruptive. I'm just saying, no, in the interest of healing, whether it's possible that maybe he said, you know what, I saw one commitment, it should never have happened. I'm never making one.
Yeah, that would be his opinion, I guess, from what he has seen at our home, maybe, and
well,
that sculpted him for the future.
I think just in general what I've seen, even with friends that have graduated that are telling me, hey, stay in school. You know what, I'm making more money, but you know what, I don't know where it's all going. I mean, this is what my friends that are graduating are telling me. They're telling me, you know what, my weeks, I'm living for the weekend. It becomes very repetitive.
Yeah.
Things like that, where they're kind of, passing this information on to me that, they might have made a mistake by rushing a little bit. I can't find, I've never met one person that has gone to college for 4 years that has said, you know what, boy, I'm glad I finished in 4. I couldn't imagine, having to go for 1 more year.
Yeah, no,
Once you're working...
4, I can see 5, because you love it. It's just when you start to get 4 combined by adding 1 and 3 and 13 that I start to worry. When we come back, we're going to meet one of Johnny's friends from freshman year. That was 13 years ago, freshman year, and find out what he's been up to while Johnny's been hanging out in college. Stay with us.